hello. Just giving my chilli plants a good water. They're coming along really nicely and there's lots of buds on them and the flowers are so delicate. It's amazing that something so fierce could come from something so genteel, really. Talking of fierce, you might notice I've got this dink on my head here. See that? Well, that's because a couple of days ago I head-butted a bell. And we're not talking... We're talking, you know, bell, big metal thing, weighs 1/3 of a ton. I've been teaching a young lady to ring one of these things and I was just fiddling around underneath the bell and as I stood up, boof! Anyway, that's what this is. Don't be alarmed, I haven't been in a fight. San Marzano tomatoes. Next year I am not going to waste my time and materials growing San Marzano tomatoes. Despite my best efforts with watering and calcium, I'm still getting blossom end rot. I don't get this problem with the Harbinger tomatoes, and they're in exactly the same environment, they have exactly the same watering, they have exactly the same amount of calcium. It must be something that's related to San Marzano. If you have problems growing San Marzano, I'd love to hear about it and hear what you do to resolve it. But look at my lovely Harbingers. I'm still getting loads of flowers on these, as well as getting some lovely trusses of tomatoes near the bottom. And it's time to pick my first tomato of the season. Right then, little Harbinger, let's see what you taste like. Nice and soft. That's quite a tasty tomato. Oh yeah, I like these. I look forward to eating more of these. Last week I said I'd tell you about the rhubarb. Well, here's how it is. It wasn't growing very well and the 2 leaves that were on here turned yellow and I pulled them off. Well, since then it's decided to pop up a couple of extra leaves. Not quite sure what's going on here, but maybe it's just having a bit of a rest after its journey. Talking of journeys, the butternut squash are definitely on the march now. The sweet corn are on their upward journey, and I think it's probably time I pulled some earth up over the potatoes. Aye, that'll do nicely. Some of my blackcurrants are really ripe for picking. So, let's just pick one or two. They're not quite there yet. Here's a lovely ripe one. Tart, blackcurranty goodness. I'm going to leave these for, well, I say I'm going to leave these, I'm going to leave most of these for a few more days before I go on a blackcurrant picking spree. But I want to go in the fruit cage, into Soft Fruit City, because there's been so much happening in there this week. So here I am in the fruit cage. Now, a few days ago I looked out of my bedroom window in the morning and there was a big kerfuffle over there. Little sparrows, cheep, 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 cheep. Some of them were throwing themselves at the netting on the outside, cheep, 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 cheep. And I thought, what's going on? So I came out here, opened the fruit cage. No word of a lie, there were 6 sparrows flying backwards and forwards and backwards inside the fruit cage. Okay? And I'm thinking, how did they get in here? So as I walked down this way, I watched and I saw them squeeze their way through the chicken wire. If I had not seen it myself, I would never have believed it. They would land on the chicken wire and go pop, and they'd be out. So they must have done the same to get in. So my solution is that I've put an extra layer of smaller netting here to hopefully discourage the birds from trying to sneak in. If I had thought for 1 minute that sparrows were going to be able to squeeze their way through 1-inch chicken wire, I'd have gone for a slightly smaller mesh. Anyway, as you can see, there are some tayberries to pick. I've got my box, so let's go picking. Now, Sunday is the first day of Ramadan, and normally, hang on a minute, let me just move this out of the way. That's better. Ooh, a big one there. Normally, around this time, you start to see mostly young people posting on various social media how much they're looking forward to Ramadan. Well, I can't say as I look forward to it. I'm not dreading it, but for me it's not something to necessarily look forward to. It's a time of reflection, a time to think about life and other people and how they experience life. And if I'm honest, I actually don't like the first few days of Ramadan because my body doesn't like it. I usually end up with headaches. My body says, hey, where's that caffeine you normally pump into me first thing in the morning? Because I don't drink coffee or tea during Ramadan, not because it's forbidden, but because it's a diuretic. And I don't want to have to go to the toilet more than I need to. And the whole idea is to try and stay hydrated throughout the day, because I can't drink from between dawn and sunset. Half the time I get these leg cramps as well, particularly sort of from midday onwards. So you quite often find me just lying on the bed for a few days, groaning and moaning. But then my body learns to adapt, and it's amazing how resilient the human body can be. And then you just kind of get on with it. You learn to take things at a slow pace. Glad you agree. So you don't dehydrate yourself too much. Ooh, another nice one here. Ooh. And people sometimes say, what do you have for breakfast? Well, generally I have fruit and some yoghurt and about 1.5 pints of diluted orange juice to get myself fully hydrated for the day ahead. So for example, on Sunday I probably won't have anything from about 3:30 in the morning until after 9:30 at night. I don't make hubby wait that long for his dinner. I generally tend to cook his before mine and then have mine later. I don't think it's fair. I don't like imposing that sort of thing on other people. I do look forward to Eid though, the end of Ramadan. Things get back to normal then. Well, I've got a goodly lot of tayberries here. It'll do for a couple of breakfasts. I can also pick myself a few strawberries while I'm at it as well. Well, the strawberries aren't great, but there's enough there. Oh, they are so sweet. They are far better than anything you can get from the supermarket. Remember, this is their first year here in this cage, and they were only tiny and a little bit bedraggled when I planted them in. But they're doing what strawberry plants do best. And I'm going to finish off today by picking more than just a few raspberries, because there are loads of them. Loads and loads and loads. We're going to have a little feast tonight on these raspberries. I think this is possibly the best year ever for them. Anyway, I'm going to carry on picking these raspberries until the rain stops me. Thanks for watching, and do join me next time in Titli's busy garden.